Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video, and this is part 2 of the Haters Guide to the 2020 NFL season. Part 1 was, the first video that I saw was AFC edition. This is the NFC edition, and people were really wanting this, people really enjoyed it, and I do enjoy urinating trees videos. He's like, as sort of humorous as he is, he does sort of help me learn certain things with his sort of humour, so I think he's a good mixture of the two, with how he sort of teaches me certain things about the NFL and the favourites and the sort of the worst teams and just memeing people and teams here and there. And yeah, I really enjoy his videos. So let's check this out. I am excited to see this because again, this is something to teach me and help me learn more about the current state of affairs in the league going into the new season. Something I found interesting is fans are back for the NFL. Fans are back, which I didn't realise until I'd done my game reaction earlier. If you're not seeing it, it got blocked. If you are seeing it, it didn't get blocked, so you'll know what I'm saying. But I did a reaction to the Chiefs versus the Texans, and I enjoyed it. Again, I'm worried that it may not get blocked. It may get blocked, sorry. But if you've seen that, then you know what I'm saying. But I'm just rambling at this point. Let's check this out and see who the favourites and who are sort of the worst teams in the NFC.
Here's to the NFL, a land of milk and honey for ownership and high-end talents alike. They're even so generous that they'll allow more young players that would be cut or getting a mere pittance to join in on the fun. Even the officials got their way by removing the right to review pass interference calls. They were unsurprisingly rarely overturned, I wonder why. Even then, there are 16 teams in the NFC gunning for a title. Some have time, but for others it may be their final chance. Okay. You saw what happened with Carolina in the offseason. Well,
Dallas Cowboys. Which league is seen as the more competitive, or which side is seen as the more competitive, the NFC or the AFC? Because again, I'm not too sure which would be, where the better teams are supposedly, or is it made to be as even as possible?
Welcome to another year of Cowboys fans insanely overrating their team and the talent it has on display. Yes, the offense is good, but the way people talk down there, you'd think it rivals the greatest show on turf. Although it comes with the asterisk of Dak Prescott not being under a long-term contract. This could be a good thing, depending on how much he's going to be asking for this season. They did get Amari Cooper back from the cold clutches of free agency, though, so they still have their weapons. And even more weapons. Drafting CeeDee Lamb gives them even more riches. Mike McCarthy has his options open, and we can only learn he's learned his lessons from his later years in Green Bay. Defensively, they've lost a few pieces, in particular Byron Jones, but they get Aldon Smith as consolation. Aldon Smith! Dude was a beast 5 years ago. Gerald McCoy too, but a season-ending injury would end that experiment. Now you get Everson Griffin, so you still win. Will they finally play up to their potential? Dallas can only wish. Jerry Boy's allowing fans into the stadium, and they'd rather have a team that doesn't flounder again.
Wait, well, I want to see that. Will limit something to the fans?
Jerry Boy's
will limit stadium capacity to the start of the 2020 season. Okay.
Allowing fans into the stadium, and they'd rather have a team that doesn't flounder again. Who needs defense? We have Eli Manning 2.0 and Daniel Jones. We have a Saquon who will be looking to return to form after an injury-riddled year. We have some wide receivers not named OBJ. We got an upgrade on offensive line with Nate Solder opting out. Also Andrew Thomas, he might be good as well. This year's Giants will be looking to at least get themselves out of the basement under one of the dreaded Patriots assistants in Joe Judge. Time will tell if he also inherited that curse. I'd have more confidence in them if they had some semblance of hope on the other side of the ball. Most of it sucks or is unproven. You thought DeAndre Baker might take the next step, but he chose to do that in the art of armed robbery. God, you stupid fuck.
What?
Let's have a quick check as to whether or not it's football season in Philadelphia yet. Has the city dealt with another series of bitter defeats on one of their other teams in the city? Check. Are they questioning whether or not Carson Wentz will stay healthy enough to be able to fulfill his potential? Yes, sir. Speaking of which, are the Eagles dealing with a current injury plague that rivals that of the past few years? Oh yeah, it's football season in Philly. Today's injury bug now deals with a good chunk of the offensive line. Brandon Brooks and Andre Dillard now out for the season. They did bring Jason Peters back in the end, but he's not close to what he once was. You wanted a new wideout? Well, there goes Jalen Reagor as well. Sadly, this isn't exactly the worst thing that happened with the Eagles this offseason. I'd only cheer.
They've got all these injuries. They're starting the season with a weaker squad. And this isn't even the worst thing. I wonder what the hell.
Here for this team to win their division again, if only to laugh at the Cowboys. Might be too much to begin with, though.
Oh my God.
Wait, hold on a minute. That's racist.
They changed the name, didn't they?
Take it off the screen.
I'm pretty sure.
We need something fresh, something bold.
There we go.
Yeah, I remember seeing
culture
this.
Is actually damn dead. At least that's what they want us to think. Years of everyone and their mother saying that this team was a shithole that killed everything it touched was confirmed. In so many ways, Washington was damned. From cheerleading scandals reviving from the dead to lewd videos being made without their consent. I don't care that you're making strides to try and move away from it. The fact that Dan Snyder is not only still in charge but not directly connected to any of these issues means you're still doomed. And a more hands-on Dan Snyder is a terrible thing to consider. Ron Rivera may have full control, but he'll be dealing with cancer treatment. By the way, Ron, do us all a favor and kick cancer's fucking ass. Also, just give Alex Smith the Comeback Player of the Year award. Just do it now and spare us any build-up. Even with all this, I don't care that they want to distance themselves from the past. I will continue to say it with pride. Hail to the Washington football team. Here comes the part where the Bears realize their desperate move to draft a young quarterback hasn't worked. The result is more desperation to find a damn quarterback. Mitch Trubisky is looking more and more like he isn't the answer, so the answer to them is not to try and improve, but chuck some more shit at the wall and hope it sticks. Introducing the competition for kissin' titties. Big Dick Nick. Yes, we're all aware he's best as a situational quarterback and had an awful season in Jacksonville last year, but the hell with it. They didn't have 10 tight ends on the roster at one time just to see them go to waste. At least the defense is still pretty good. There's that. Not that it'll mean shit with a serious limbo at the most important position. Poor Khalil Mack. When trying to skin the Patriots alive doesn't work, what do teams try to do? Go harder at trying to clone their once great team. Not that anything will really change, but here's Jamie Collins to solidify a linebacking core, hopefully. The main key for Detroit, even if he may not have the reputation of other QBs, is Matt Stafford. His lack of health was a main culprit of last season's disappointment. Note I say this even considering Detroit standards. If he can stay healthy, they have a chance to at least be mediocre. That wide receiving core and the best running back tandem in 20 years should help as well. Anything else is a bonus. By the way, Big Play Slay is gone and replaced with Jeff Okuda. I know, an Ohio State product in Michigan territory. Bite me. Last year was their splurge year for big free agent signings, so this offseason was relatively quiet on that front. Mainly a few minor tweaks, but the draft, that was interesting. A team that should be trying to go all in on the final years of Rodgers' prime decided to roll the dice on potential future assets in Jordan Love and A.J. Dillon, yet doing absolutely nothing about their relatively anemic receiving core. Or trying to replace Brian Bulaga on the O-line. Apparently Blake Martinez sucks, so whatever. Even though they should remain competitive, there will still be doubters in regards to this team's potential, especially if they keep playing like shit against bad teams. Now watch them pull more magic out of their ass. Are you ready for another year of being competitive, yet a fingertip's length away from a Super Bowl yet again? Of course you are. You've been conditioned.
Is that the story of their life? They're up there, but they never make it. Because I can sort of relate to that in terms of soccer, man. The worst, man. When you're on the cusp, you're there, but you just can't seem to sort of have that extra bit of luck, I guess you could say. The worst, man.
Into this fate since you were suckling at mother's teats. Minnesota mostly made lateral shifts this offseason. One trade moving Stephon Diggs away was replaced with a short-term boost at defensive end in Yannick Ngakoue. Michael Pierce was brought in as a free agent only for him to opt out before camp. Kirk Cousins is a lightning rod for criticism, but he was signed to an extension because they have nothing better coming. Despite doing their best to overcome horrible stereotypes, they somehow slip right back into them. It doesn't matter what they do, for this is the plight of the Vikings. When there is nothing to raid, you just burn the ships. You'll need to when you'll finally have to pay Dalvin Cook what he desires. Welcome back to Falcons football, where the hope of change is quashed by an anti-tanking brigade and a complacent owner. Yes, Dan Quinn is back, along with a good deal of the core that has consistently let Atlanta down over the past 5 years. However, there are a few changes. Devontae Freeman and his missed blocks are out. In comes the Georgia boy and Todd Gurley. I only wish he still had his health, as injuries have taken out most of his game-breaking ability. The defense removes Vic Beasley and gets Dante Fowler, who could be good, and the new cornerback in A.J. Terrell. Atlanta is hailing him as an excellent player, which will only lead to disappointment in some way or form. This year is going to be make or break for not only this coaching staff, but potentially this core. If they fail to get it done once again, I expect some big changes to come. It'll be a few years too late, but Arthur Blank is running this franchise like it's Home Depot. Good luck, boys. The only thing you're going to be paying attention to this team for is Christian McCaffrey. He's a damn good running back, but he's stuck on a team that's begun a deep rebuild. Teddy Bridgewater is the new man under center, but he's more of a man with a high floor and low ceiling. He won't embarrass himself, but probably won't lead you to true greatness. Plus, with Greg Olsen departing, they'll need a new safety valve. And no, that man's name is not Christian McCaffrey. The real question, though, is in team defense. Without Kuechly, the Panthers lost the heart and soul of it on both sides of the ball. And they were also pretty bad last year. Buckle up, Carolina. It's probably going to be a rough year for you.
Oh, man.
There was one question that was leading up through the summer. Will Drew Brees survive without a threat on his playing career? The answer there is a fortunate yes. Sorry, Mr. Brees, being in support of not protesting during the anthem isn't popular among most of the NFL's players. As he goes through the hypothetical walk of shame, the Saints return with one of the most potent offenses in the league. All of the big boys are still here, as well as highly paid football savant Taysom Hill and newcomer Emmanuel Sanders. The defense, despite a cap crunch coming their way, returns a good deal of talent as well. Plus, they bring back an old stalwart in Malcolm Jenkins, a huge get for the secondary. For the Saints, this may be their last legitimate chance at a Super Bowl ring. Signs may be pointing to this being Brees' last season under center, and the backup option is famous Jameis. We all know how that unfortunately plays out. And can you please figure out what the fuck you're doing with Alvin Kamara? Shit's making me nervous. Behold, the champion.
Is that who he supports then? Let's just see. Is it like to do with a contract? I'm reportedly opening trading. Oh, Alvin Kamara has contract negotiations. Kudlinga seeking first round pick. Alvin Kamara returns to practice amid ongoing contract talks with the Saints. Because he says he's nervous, I'm assuming he supports these.
Shit's making me nervous. Behold, the champions of the 2020 NFL offseason. Their defense still may be as suspect as ever, and there are too many questions regarding sustainability, but look at the names! 43-year-old Tom Brady, a worn-out...
I'm gonna say I hate these for one reason. Their owners. I hate their owners. The Glazers, right? Fuck the Glazers. I don't hate the team. If you support Tampa Bay, I'm sorry. I hate the Glazers so much. I mean, you probably know why. They own United, and I'll rant another time. But they are killing our club. Fuck the Glazers.
Gronk 1 year after his retirement. Shady McCoy. Aren't you excited like everyone else is? Well, maybe if this were 2014. You can forget that Gronk was a shell of what he was the year before retirement, and Tom Brady fell off of a cliff ability-wise last season. It doesn't matter. The Buccaneers are going back to the playoffs, baby, and fans will be allowed to see it all. The massive improvement of 7-9 to the potential of 8-8, maybe 9-7. You gotta love it. The way to overcome the stereotypes your head coach got while coaching at Texas Tech is apparently to become the NFL equivalent of Texas Tech. Not that they won't be a fun team to watch, though. Special thanks to Houston for trading one of the best wide receivers in the game for a past prime running back and a draft pick. Kyler Murray will hopefully take the next step in his development, while Fitz will continue to be the ageless wonder that he is. Once again, though, this team's issue is in defense. Most of what they did was try to flesh out the defensive line and linebacking core, but they will still have questions, especially in the high-flying NFC West. Budda Baker is pretty good, but is he worth that cap hit? Time will tell, but at least they may have a chance to not be total garbage again. Los Angeles welcome to a cap hell that Dante would have to build another level of hell for. The Rams threw shitloads of guaranteed money at their offensive core during their rise back to the Super Bowl, but now they get the fun consequences of it. They paid the wrong players. Jared Goff is a glorified Jim Everett. Todd Gurley had a massively unfortunate degenerative knee issue, and Brandon Cooks can't reach his potential due to concussion issues. 2 of those 3 are now gone. And if you thought that was bad, just wait until you see the dead cap for Gurley and Cooks. Just look at that number and be jealous at how impressive it is. It won't stop the Rams from moving into their intergalactic space station that they
Bloody hell, that's going to be insane.
call a stadium that no fans will be able to attend for the time being.
Oh, man.
Those poor Angelinos may have cared about the team for a week again. So, 49ers, you lost the Super Bowl since you failed to contain the Chiefs' offense. Fortunately, a good deal of your team is currently under contract. Or in the case of George Kittle, given money that no other tight end has ever gotten until this offseason. You would think it would be smooth sailing entering the year, but they got stricken with the curse of McKinnon. For those of you that don't know, Jerick McKinnon has suffered season-ending injuries in both preseasons as a Niner. This training camp, it appears the entire team has dealt with the injury bug. I'm not kidding. A strong portion of the defense, including Nick Bosa as well as their first-round pick and Deebo Samuel, were stricken. It got so bad that they just called off practice for walkthroughs. Shit, they may be making a run at Eagles levels of wreckage. Just get it out of the way now and maintain your momentum, you'll be good. Maybe this year the team won't end up injured to all hell by playoff time. Although they still boast the talents of Russell Wilson, they had to shed a good bit of talent on defense due to the cap constraints his new contract needs. Fortunately, the Jets managed to piss off Jamal Adams enough that Seattle was able to swoop in for the kill. Only time will tell if they pay too much for him. The main addition on offense is the old legend in Greg Olsen, coming for what is hopefully a worthwhile last ride. Seattle is in a weird spot. They are in a competitive division and have questions about the team, Yet they will continually remain a formidable foe as long as Russell Wilson is healthy and running on all cylinders. The good thing is you won't have to worry about paying new acquisition Quentin Dunbar. He decided to join DeAndre Baker in criminal shenanigans. Right before a payday too? God, you stupid
criminal activity have been happening. What happened in this one? Too quick for me to read. There's been some crazy things. Giants, DeAndre Baker, Seahawks, Quentin Dunbar issued arrest warrant for multiple armed robbery charges. What the fuck?
Payday
Jesus
too?
Christ.
God, you stupid idiot. The
That
NFC,
is
like
wild.
many recent years, is going to be highly cutthroat and treacherous for all to traverse. The NFC East I'm going to claim for the Cowboys. At least they better win it lest I laugh hysterically again. The NFC North will be Vikings territory in a bitter struggle against their rivals for supremacy. The NFC South once again will be New Orleans is to lose. And the NFC West, very tough, but I'm calling it for Seattle oddly enough. The wild cards to me are San Francisco, Green Bay, and Atlanta. Yes, I am hoping Atlanta doesn't choke on it again. I am a fool, though. I have never denied this.
Garoppolo.
I enjoyed that shit.
It is caught still on his feet is Kittle with a big play and the stiff arm. George Kittle. Flags fly. He's down to the 30.
Jesus Christ.
What a run by George Kittle.
I enjoyed this. I'm really looking forward to sort of learning more about this sort of stuff, like the AFC and the NFC, like the differences and things. Because I like seeing the sort of the team predictions, etc., and seeing like who's going into the season with the injuries. And we're seeing some teams literally don't have squads, don't have rosters to go into it, which is kind of wild. But I did enjoy this. Like, it's fun to see this kind of stuff, and I mean, hopefully you guys want to enjoy this as well. If you want any more of these, I mean, has he got like any more? The year in entry, has he got any more like NFL type videos you'd like me to react to? Because people seem to really enjoy these. Haters Guide to Super Bowl. So like, these are all quite old, so I feel like I probably should do these ones because they're so long ago. But I'd be down to do that, man. Tree completely rips apart the Falcons. Also Tree, they'll be a wildcard team. Literally. Is it football season in Philly? Everything in Philly on fire. It's football time. Oakland gonna be a big meme this year. The culture's actually down dead. The Philadelphia Eagles, professional football's walking crutch. If the Cowboys don't make the playoffs this year, I swear. Is that like a meme that the Cowboys, like, they think they're going to make it and they don't? Because there's sort of similar memes in soccer with like certain fans saying this year's our year, then they fail, and then they say the next year, and it just doesn't happen. Gotta work with the essay. Can't fall behind early. New tree upload. The essay can wait. I feel that, man. 249. Wait, hold on a minute. That's racist. Take it off the screen. We need something fresh, something bold. There we go.
Wait, hold on a minute. That's racist. Take it off the screen.
We need...
I don't know too much behind that, but I did remember hearing about them changing it and sort of things here and there. I just don't remember the exact reasoning, other than probably because 2020 and everything's PC now. But I did enjoy this, man. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this as well. More of this definitely to come. There's going to be a lot of videos today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.